there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong Extended Edition episode 16. So we were just gonna question some of the townspeople. I actually want to see if he said something after we... Hey there, need anything up? Okay. Who around here? Porter? It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Ip. It's a bit like being a deputy. I make sure people don't break the rules, protect people who need protecting. Mostly I just do whatever Ip asks me to. It's a pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of those days. I also handle a lot of maintenance. I don't actually do the repairs, but I've got most of the keys. It makes it easier to ensure only authorized people get into sensitive places. Electricity goes down, I let in the electricity who fixes the wiring. Toilet's clogged, I let in the drone guy who opens it back up. Looks like somebody went through Tong's things. Has anyone else been inside? Not since I've been here, but before Ip found them, could have been anybody, really. Ip had a key to his place, but the lock's total crap. Anybody half decent at cracking matlocks could have gotten inside. What's missing? His BTLs, hard drives, and credit sticks were all missing. Sounds like the killer looted his place. To me, all this talk of monsters? Yeah, sure. There are scary things that go bump in the night, but most of the scary things I hear are from handguns and hangers. Later. Alright. Let's talk to... Oh, okay. X obvious. How do you always... This orc is busily snacking on a steamed bun. As you approach, he wipes off one of his hands and sticks it out toward you. Hey, stranger. Nice to see you. Zippy toe tag at your service. How you liking Whampoa Garden? I'm MS. Nice to meet you. See? Nice to meet you too. Listen, I know it's a little forward of me to say hello and whatnot, but I'm interested in giving you a hand if I can. Zippy gestures expansively back the squalid, neon-lit streets of Whampoa Garden. This is my home, at least for the time being, and I like to stop these killings. We've never met before this, but I know exactly who you are. You're my replacement. The elders had me autopsy what was left of Elder Gon and Elder Nakamura after they got ripped apart, but I didn't want to dig any deeper. But since I don't know you, and I can smell a Shadowrunner a mile away, you've got to be the outsider they asked to stop the killings, right? Zippy tilts his head back, obviously pleased at his amateur deduction. Nothing gets by you, does it? See, I have good eyes. A lot of good eyes, actually. If you're in the market for replacements, only slightly used, they only come from certified donors, I swear. A hearty belly laugh erupts from the orc, and he slaps one of his thighs in elation. Man, I killed myself. Make a joke like that again, then maybe I'll kill you first. Pretty funny, you a stand-up comedian. That was awful. Zippy struts, grinning wide. I know, I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but all my jokes are terrible. So if you're not a comedian, what are you? I'm one of the only trained surgeons around here. I keep the other Whampoans healthy. Gotta practice down the road. Lion Chin's a good cyber doc, but he's basically an implant specialist and that's it. How did you end up here? I did my residency in the UCAS. Still became a real MD too, if things hadn't gone south for unrelated reasons. Zippy opens his coat, revealing a cyber deck. He pats it proudly. I also deck a little, but I'm better at slicing skin than IC. Whampoa Garden seemed to fit for me. Must have a lot of customers. That's the chip truth. I have to charge to cover my costs and eat, but it's damn near free service. There's always a waiting list, but it's good, honest work. I like helping my neighbors in the community. Y'all look out for each other. If somebody messes with one of us, they mess with all of us. That kind of community is rare as gold these days. How many places have an ethos like us? Not the damn corpse, that's for sure. I've lived a lot of places, done my fair share of shadowrunning. This place is special. It's been a long time since I really felt like anywhere was a room. Zippy looks off past you toward the Whampoa Garden Street. His expression grows wistful, like he's remembering something from a long time ago. I'm sure I'll move again, but not for a while. I'm not done with this city or these people. But it's fairly peaceful around here. For the most part, other than these killings, we don't have much by way of problems. We do information security for the triads, and that makes us fairly impervious to anyone who wants to start trouble. Anyone starts something, hit them in the Matrix, while our triad friends hit them in deep space. Some small-time gangs have tried pushing in here before, but they backed off when they figured out they weren't just picking a fight with 10 guys, but with the Red Dragon and Yellow Lotus. They got the message real quick, what was left of them anyway. Let me ask you about Whampoa Garden. Sure thing, what do you want to know? What are your thoughts on the murder? There's a sharp intake of breath as Zippy shakes. Pretty gruesome business. Don died from a broken neck. Looked like someone had wrenched it around, and his arms and legs are cut off. Some skin flayed away, too. Nakamura had his throat ripped out by someone's pretty sharp teeth. At first I thought it was a devil rat, but the teeth marks were all from a humanoid jaw. I didn't look at Yatunde. What I saw at a distance, it was the same story. Didn't seem much point since I'd seen it twice already. As for Tong, from what Porter told me, it was gone and Nakamura all over again. Take a look at him yet? Yeah, it was the same as you described for Zippy shakes his head sadly. Damn, I like Tong. The BTL business is unsavory, but the man had to eat. And his regular Sims were great. Generally, all around nice guy. Friendly with everyone, never had anyone mad at him. There ain't no justice, let me tell you. What can you tell me about the elders? Zippy laughed, shrugging. Well, they're an eclectic bunch, that's for sure. Where to start? Nick's the spiritual leader here. She's the voice of the Whampoans, I guess. A lot of her close friends are really more followers, since she's something of a priest for the machine spirits. Maybe it's a culture thing for people who grew up here, but it's never called to me. Still, she makes a damn fine pot of tea. It's the muscle. Has an encyclopedia knowledge of cyber and bioware. Definitely a good guy to have watching your back. Not too friendly, but you know how it is. Get a lot of cyber, people start wondering if you'll tear their arms off. If he makes a chopping gesture. He's got moves straight out of Blood Carnival 3: The Reckoning. Terrible movie, but great fight choreography. What about Tang? I don't know much about him, but I think he's got some kind of fetish for automation. Found him cooling over some trids of automated delivery drones in a warehouse once. He works with drones, had a shop called the Blessed Autofab. He was raving about the efficiency of the movement patterns or something. You already know about Tong. Ran Sims, BTL, skill chips. Don used to be a city planner before he had a nervous breakdown and got involved in statistical analysis. City pauses to collect his thoughts. Nakamura came from Fukuoka and was interested in entertainment, Trid mostly. A lot of time analyzing subliminal ads. Then there was Magpie. She was the chief decker, hot as hell against IC, and built her own hardware. Salty old woman. Never met anyone who was quite as shrill or nasty when she was mad. She was mad most of the time. Oh. Nobody mentioned Magpie. She didn't. Maybe a month ago, she just up and disappeared. I went to her shop one day and she just wasn't open. Nobody's seen her since. Kind of a pain in the ass, too. She owed me some new analyze software she picked up. I've never heard of Magpie either. She must be one of the newer Whampoans. If she was the Decker, she would have replaced Elder Gao. No surprise there. Gao was older than Quinn. Oh, that's long. Terracotta Warriors. When I was learning decking from, could barely get out of bed. Still fast as hell in the Matrix, though. How can you be new and an elder? Isabel rolls her eyes. It's a stupid name. It doesn't actually have much to do with time spent in the community. That has something to do with it, sure. But it's mostly about how skilled you are, how good your connections are, and how much you can help everybody else. Should have called them expert. Bingo, that's exactly it. She was only here for about 3 years, but she knew a lot of people all over the Matrix in Shanghai and Beijing, all kinds of places. That plus her skill meant she was just shoo-in when Yao died. Why would she disappear? No idea. One day she was here, the next, poof. At first I thought she was just on vacation. She had mission wanting to see the kingdom of Hawaii someday, but it didn't feel right. She would have at least told me she was leaving. It seemed mighty suspicious to me. Nobody else seems to care about what happened to her, probably because she pissed them all off so bad. Kingdom of Hawaii, that's great. Is there any place you think I should start looking? You might want to check out her shop. It's all locked up, but the other elders have a spare key. It couldn't hurt to look around, and even though Magpie wasn't always butting heads with the other elders, they wouldn't have any reason not to let you in. What do you mean they were butting heads? Magpie and the others never saw eye to eye. She was contrary for the sake of it. Most of the rest had a grand vision for what they wanted this neighborhood to become. Magpie just wanted to deck. she was only an elder because they needed someone with her macer's chops. The last big argument was between her, Nick, Ip, and Nakamura. It was over something relatively trivial. I think Nakamura wanted to expand the pirate trade business into natures, and she just absolutely refused. She sounds like she didn't care for entertainment taking precedence. Why did she refuse? I'm actually kind of... Said something about not using up valuable bandwidth for trivial entertainment bullshit. Anyway, it went on from there into this rant about how she wasn't going to let Tang expand his drone business any further because it would get too much megacorp. They accused her of blocking them just because she could, which is probably true. Lots of screaming. What do you mean blocking them? Everyone needs her matrix skills for their business to run properly. There are other deckers, me, Stay, or Old. But she's had the infrastructure. If their project didn't interest her, she wouldn't even give them the time of day. She's a real hardhead about having her time wasted. Figures if she's not interested in something, it has no value objectively. Kind of a major blind spot if you ask. Wow, my reading is horrible today. Sounds like she was critical. Yes and no, she was, but since she disappeared, Eldest Ip taking over running the Macer's infrastructure. He's not as good at it as she was, but his experience with drones makes him the best candidate. They wouldn't entrust something like that to anyone who wasn't an elder, so there you go. Later, Zippy. Alright, so let's go and get a Magpie shop, because other than that, I see no other direction to take this in. Oh, hey. Oh, I can talk to people in here too. Okay. Is there anything else we can do for you, MS? Why did you tell me about Elder Matme disappearing? Why would we have? Her departure from the Wampoas isn't related to your investigation. It happened before the killings began. I'm certain she's just off sulking something. Nick's tone is profoundly indifferent. No doubt she'll come waltzing back next month, all full of attitude that life dared to go on without her permission. If she does, we'll welcome her back. Despite our problems with her behavior, her skills make her extremely valuable. I've taken over maintenance of our matrix infrastructure in her absence. I'm nowhere near her level. The best I can do is ensure nothing breaks down until she returns. I'd like to have a look around her shop. Do you have the key? Yes, but there's a lot of sensitive equipment in there, including our community servers. We don't let anyone who's not one of the Wampoa elders in there. Why would you need to look around in there? I guess I don't really need to get in there. I'll be going. Ah, well, that's not an option. Talk to some of the people in here then. This woman sports brilliantly hair that shifts colors, scintillating with every passing moment. She is powerfully built, a natural athlete or someone who works out a great deal. Notably, a large shotgun rests on an arcade cabinet next to her. She affords you a short glance as you approach. When she speaks, you note a particularly lyrical accent to her voice. Something I can help you with there, friend? You're throwing off me game and I'm trying to beat my best score. Tank War Europa? I haven't seen one of those cabinets. Ah, I see no point in calming something here. The woman's mouth twists up into a wide grin. Hey, me neither. Managed to find this one near by accident. But I heard the music and thought, hold on there, Rainbow, you know that tune. After a few moments, Rainbow's game is suddenly over. Her tank obliterated by a barrage of air-to-ground missiles. She hisses her breath in through clenched teeth. Piss on your ma, a right robbery that was. Right then. Rainbow shakes her head again and turns to face you fully. You don't seem like them Wampoans. They're all a mite touched, yeah? Maybe you are too, but you don't advertise like they do. What's your story? Looking into the murders that have been happening. Ah, that's some nasty work. Bodies hacked up, chunks bitten out of them. Make sure you load it for something big and ugly, that's for certain. Where are you from? I can't place the accent. Born and raised in Dublin, town on the banks of the Liffey. Spent most of my early life there, working security on sacred spaces. No, historical sites or undeveloped land. The Green Movement was big in those days. It was a bit like being a park ranger, sure didn't it beat some dead-end desk job. Spent a lot of time around country Dublin, County Dublin and Wicklow. I always loved animals, and I found out being a ranger put me close with them. It was a good time, yeah? Making sure the budding new species like the bogies and centaurs didn't upset the ecology of Wicklow National Park much. Also kept the nastier bits like the EGU from running amok across populated areas. And not a demon. Alright, that's right. They're cannibal horses, basically nasty buggers that drag people into bogs and drown you. Sometimes people call them kelpies on account of the water plants they pop out of. Anyway, as I was saying, problem was I started to develop this weed knack. Just a small thing. I keep magic from working when I'm around. Cells don't go, spirits fall apart, and a pair of critters get real feisty, yeah? To make things worse, this was around the time Liam O'Connor threw his coup farm Tirna Nog? All his fancy talk about elves and ancient magic was a bit scandalous to have a woman guarding ancient sites that wasn't just name but also killed magic around her, so I got fired. You're older than Tirna Nog? Bang on, and I don't look a day over 25, do I? Rainbow flexes one arm, grinning widely. I'm Irish, not one of them noggins. Pack of hunters, the lot of them. Always going on about their ancestral lands and the glory of the past and all that bull. I saw them kick dozens of old Irish families off their land just because their ears weren't pointy enough, or they didn't meet some stupid arbitrary criteria of old nobility. It was that kind of thing that brought back the IRA, just like in the bad old days of the Troubles. The skippers in the new tier didn't pay for the land they took, they just had a pack of bullies with guns. Rainbow scrunches her face up into a disgusted stare and spits at the ground. I've always been sympathetic to the little guy in the fight. They offered to pay for my help, so I said yes, simple as that. Terrorist. Don't be so dramatic. They fixed me up with a cyber stitcher and gave me a lot of the kit I've got at me now, in exchange for going overseas to work for them. Smuggling, running guns, making contacts in Europe, same kind of shite all revolutionary groups do. Seeing as how me own fam got kicked out of their house, I was glad to do. I still do work for them these days, but there's a lot less of it. Lady Dead cracked down on dissidents, but good. What are you doing in Grandpa Garden? I'm a bit of a big game hunter these days. I get into strange places looking for some kind of paracritter I've not seen before, then I put a bullet in it. Only the nasty ones, though. No point in hunting a talus cat or such. There's only things like gargoyles, bargus, and whatnot. All the work I did with them in my youth does a good job of keeping me alive. I was out in Jakarta just last year hunting one of them Indonesian vampires. You ever heard of them? Call them liek or hinagolans, depending on who you ask. Their heads and guts come out of the body cavity and they fly around like a giant messy pile of pasta. Rainbow bares her teeth and Panama is floating around. It took me a solid 2 months to track her down, but I did. Once the job was done, I asked myself, okay Rainbow, where's the best place in East Asia to find some action? Hong Kong it was. All the key whatsits here mean a bigger concentration of odd critters than you usually find in a city. Been spending a lot of time down in the storm drains these days. I heard rumors of a rat king down there, where a mess of devil rats get all tied together into some kind of big awful rat beef. Haven't tracked it down yet, but I figure it's only a matter of time. Yeah? Pats the barrel of her shotgun affectionately. See you later, Rainbow. But that had nothing to do with nothing. Now I'm going to end the video here. If you liked the video, comment or subscribe below. And thank you for watching. Mooshi Gamer signing out.